The morning of Maya's wedding arrived bright and calm. Sunlight poured through the bedroom windows, falling on the neatly folded dress she had chosen months ago. It was a soft ivory gown, delicate lace tracing the edges, a dress that seemed to hold every dream she had ever imagined. Maya sat on the edge of the bed, her hands trembling slightly as she touched the fabric. Today was supposed to be perfect. She had spent years planning every detail, and now, with just hours to go, a quiet excitement mingled with nerves. Her dog, Toby, a small golden retriever with soft, fluffy fur, padded silently into the room. He jumped lightly onto the bed and nuzzled Maya's hand. She laughed softly, brushing her fingers through his fur. Toby had been with her through everything: late-night studies, first heartbreaks, even the quiet nights when she had felt alone. He had a way of understanding her moods without words, and on this morning he seemed unusually alert. Maya stood and began arranging her hair in front of the mirror. The room smelled faintly of fresh flowers from the bouquet on the dresser. Her best friend, Lila, entered carrying a small bag of makeup. She smiled warmly, her own dress hanging neatly on a nearby hanger. "Are you ready, Maya?" Lila asked, her voice calm but full of excitement. "I think so," Maya replied, her voice soft. "It feels strange, you know. Everything is finally here, and yet, I feel like I'm forgetting something important." Lila gave her a reassuring look. "It's normal to feel nervous. Today is a big day, but you'll be fine. Everything will be beautiful, just like you imagined." As Maya finished her hair, Toby lay down near the window. But soon he jumped up and ran toward the door, barking sharply. Maya frowned. "Toby, what is it? Come back here." She tried to grab him, but he darted out of the room. Lila frowned too. "He's acting strange. Maybe he just wants to go outside for a moment." Maya followed him into the garden. Toby was standing stiffly near the front gate, staring down the path that led to the street. He growled softly, low and careful, and did not move when she called his name. Maya's heart skipped a beat. Toby had never behaved like this before. "Maybe there's a stranger outside," Lila suggested, frowning. Maya shook her head. "No, I don't see anyone. He's blocking the way." Toby's eyes were fixed on the driveway, and when Maya tried to approach him, he barked sharply and ran in front of her, turning his head toward the garage. Maya froze. Something about his behavior felt urgent, almost like he wanted to warn her. "Maybe we should call someone," Lila said softly, but before she could finish, Toby ran again. This time heading toward the car parked in the driveway. Maya followed, her dress brushing against the grass. She looked at Toby and then at the car, confusion twisting her thoughts. The car's trunk was slightly open, though she was certain she had closed it the night before. Toby barked again, low and insistent, and Maya's stomach tightened. She approached the trunk slowly and peeked inside. At first, she saw nothing unusual, just some bags and boxes that had been left there for the honeymoon trip. Then her eyes widened. One of the bags was torn, and inside she saw a piece of paper that was folded awkwardly. She reached for it and unfolded it carefully. It was a letter, handwritten in a familiar script. Her hands trembled as she read the first lines. "Maya, I know you will see this before the wedding. I cannot let today happen without telling you the truth. Please look carefully. Everything is not as it seems." Maya's mind raced. She had no idea who could have written it. Her heart beat faster, and she looked at Toby, who seemed to be waiting for her reaction. His head tilted slightly as if urging her to understand. Lila stepped closer. "Maya, what is it? What does it say?" Maya shook her head, her voice barely above a whisper. "I don't know yet. I need to read the rest." She unfolded the letter completely. The handwriting was messy, hurried, but the words were clear. It spoke of a secret about her fiancé, a truth that had been hidden from her since the beginning of their relationship. It said he had been involved in something that could change her life forever if she didn't know now. Maya felt a cold shiver run down her spine. She had trusted him completely, and the thought of betrayal made her stomach churn. I don't understand. Could this really be true?" Lila put a hand on her shoulder. "We should be careful, Maya. Maybe someone wanted to warn you. Toby knew something was wrong before we did." The dog wagged his tail slightly but kept his eyes on the driveway, as if guarding the entrance. Maya realized then that Toby had been trying to stop her from leaving the house. Every instinct in her told her that she had to listen to him. She could not walk down that path, not until she understood what was happening. She ran back inside and grabbed her phone. Her hands were shaking as she typed a quick message to her younger brother, Sam, explaining what had happened. Sam was the only family member she trusted completely. Within minutes he called. "Maya, what's wrong?" he asked, his voice full of concern. Maya explained everything: the letter, Toby's behavior, the feeling that something was wrong. Sam's tone became serious. "Maya, stay where you are. Don't go anywhere. I will be there as soon as possible. Don't let anyone convince you to leave the house." Minutes felt like hours. Toby lay by the front door, watching and waiting. Maya tried to calm herself, repeating quietly that she needed to stay strong. She thought about the years she had spent planning this wedding, about the love she believed in. And yet, the fear of the unknown gnawed at her. Finally, a car pulled up the driveway. Sam jumped out, rushing to the door. He entered the house, scanning the room with sharp eyes. "Show me the letter," he said immediately. Maya handed it to him, and he read it carefully, his expression hardening. "This is serious," Sam said finally. "We need to find out who wrote this and why." Toby was right. "Something is wrong." Maya nodded, tears welling in her eyes. She had dreamed of this day for so long, and now everything felt uncertain. But she also knew one thing clearly. She could not ignore the warning. Toby had saved her from stepping into something she could regret. The morning sun was high now, and the wedding guests would arrive soon. Maya looked at her reflection in the mirror. Her dress was still perfect, her hair still in place, but her mind was filled with questions, and yet she felt a strange strength rising inside her. She would not let fear control her. She would find the truth no matter how shocking it might be. Toby lay at her feet, eyes bright, as if sensing her determination. He had always protected her, but today he had done more than that. He had shown her that love sometimes comes in unexpected forms and that true loyalty could see through lies. Maya took a deep breath and looked at Sam. "I need to know everything. No matter what, I have to understand before I walk down that aisle." Sam nodded firmly. "We will find the truth. And then you can decide what to do. But for now, you stay here. No one can make you move until we know more." Maya sat down, Toby resting his head on her lap. The quiet of the morning surrounded them, but it felt different now. There was a sense of anticipation, of discovery, as though the world had shifted slightly. What she was about to learn could change her life forever. And somehow she knew that Toby had been the first to sense it, guiding her with instincts stronger than words. The wedding day, once filled with excitement and joy, now held a mystery she could not ignore. Maya held the letter tightly, her fingers gripping it as if it were a lifeline. Outside, the world carried on, unaware of the secret waiting to be revealed. Inside, Maya, Sam, and Toby prepared for a journey of truth, one that would test trust, courage, and love in ways she could never have imagined. And so on her wedding day, with her dog blocking her path and a shocking letter in hand, Maya realized that some truths could not wait, and some decisions had to be faced before vows were spoken. Maya sat on the sofa, Toby resting his head on her lap. Sam stood beside her, carefully scanning the letter again. His brow was furrowed, his mind working quickly. "Maya, whoever wrote this knew exactly how to get your attention. And they timed it perfectly. Today, when everything was supposed to be calm, they wanted you to find out the truth first." Maya swallowed hard. "But what truth, Sam? What could possibly be so important that someone would risk stopping my wedding for it?" Her hands shook slightly as she smoothed her dress. Toby looked up at her as if urging her to stay strong. Sam ran his hand through his hair. "I don't know yet, but we will find out. First, we need to understand who wrote the letter. Sometimes clues are hidden in the writing or the paper itself." Maya leaned forward and looked carefully at the letter again. The handwriting was familiar but not completely recognizable. She frowned. "It looks like him," she said quietly, thinking of her fiancé, Ryan. "But why would he warn me about himself?" Sam shook his head. "Exactly. It could be someone close to him or someone who knows both of you. We need to be careful and not make assumptions. Let's start by checking the letter for anything unusual. Marks, stamps, anything that might tell us where it came from." Maya held the letter under the sunlight coming through the window. The paper was ordinary, nothing stood out at first. Then she noticed a faint scent, like flowers mixed with a hint of leather. Her memory stirred. Ryan always uses a leather journal, and he likes flowers from the park near our house. Sam raised an eyebrow. "Do you think it came from him?" Maya shook her head slowly. "I don't know, but it feels personal. Too personal for a stranger." They decided to call Ryan, hoping he could clarify things. Sam dialed his number and Maya waited, her heart pounding. The phone rang and then he picked up, his voice cheerful at first. Maya, are you ready? Everyone is waiting, the flowers are perfect and… Maya interrupted him, her voice trembling slightly. Ryan, I found a letter in the trunk this morning. Did you send it? There was a pause on the line. Then his tone changed, becoming serious. A letter? What do you mean? Maya, I don't understand. Maya's eyes filled with questions. It says something important, something I need to know before the wedding. I can read it to you if you want. Ryan hesitated and Maya felt the tension. No, I don't know about any letter. Are you sure it is from me? Maya clenched her fists. I don't know, Ryan, but I cannot ignore it. Someone warned me for a reason. I need to know the truth before I walk down that aisle. The line went silent for a moment. Then Ryan's voice came, calm but firm. Maya, please, just wait. Let's talk in person after the wedding. It is not what you think. Maya shook her head, tears forming. No, Ryan, I cannot wait. Not after finding this. I need to know now. I need to understand everything. She hung up, feeling a mix of fear and determination. Sam put his hand on her shoulder. Maya, he may not be hiding anything dangerous. But this letter is real and it was meant to stop you. We need to figure out why before moving forward. Maya nodded. You're right. Let's check everything else. Maybe there's more. She stood and opened the trunk again, carefully inspecting the contents. Among the suitcases and travel bags, she found a small envelope hidden under a blanket. Her heart raced. She picked it up and Sam helped her open it. Inside was a single photograph. It showed Ryan standing with another woman, smiling, holding a small box. Maya's eyes widened. The woman looked familiar. Who is she? She whispered, staring at the picture. Sam examined it closely. I don't know, but the photograph looks recent. Maybe a few months old. We need to find out who she is and why this photo was hidden. Maya's mind spun. She had trusted Ryan completely. The thought of betrayal filled her with both anger and sadness. Toby whined softly, nudging her hand, and she realized that he had been right again. He had stopped her from leaving for the wedding, saving her from a shock that could have ruined her entire day. They decided to call Ryan's close friend Martin, hoping he could explain the photograph. Martin answered quickly, and Sam asked if he had seen the woman in the picture. Martin's voice hesitated. Maya, I can explain. That woman is part of a surprise. It's not what it looks like. Ryan and I planned something special, a project for the charity he supports. The photograph was meant to be private. Maya's brow furrowed. A project? Martin, it looks personal. Why hide it in the trunk? Martin sighed. He wanted it to be a surprise for you, but I think someone found out and sent a warning. I didn't know they would go this far. I am sorry, Maya. Maya felt a mix of relief and frustration. Relief that Ryan had not betrayed her, but frustration at the confusion and fear she had felt. She realized how easy it was for misunderstandings to create tension. Sam put an arm around her. See, Maya? We are finding pieces of the truth, and Toby helped you avoid a mistake. Let's go carefully and verify everything before jumping to conclusions. Maya nodded slowly, taking a deep breath. Toby wagged his tail as if acknowledging her decision. She knew she had to stay calm no matter how shocking things seemed. They decided to follow the clues in the letter carefully. There were hints about someone who knew too much, someone who wanted to protect Maya from discovering the truth in the wrong way. They went through Ryan's emails, checked recent packages, and called a few people connected to the project. Slowly, a clearer picture emerged. The woman in the photograph was a mentor Ryan had met while planning the charity project. The small box contained items for a surprise celebration after the wedding, not evidence of betrayal. Maya's relief grew, but she still felt shaken. The letter had been a warning, yes, but it had also caused fear and doubt. She realized how easily her trust had been tested and how much she relied on Toby's instincts. Sam smiled at her. See, Maya? You stayed safe because you listened to him. Toby was right. You avoided a moment you would regret if you had ignored him. Maya hugged Toby tightly, tears falling gently. You saved me today, Toby. I don't know what I would have done without you. The morning passed quickly after that. Maya and Sam carefully prepared for the wedding, but now with a sense of clarity. The truth had been found and misunderstandings were cleared. She looked at Toby, who sat quietly by the door, alert but calm. She realized that love and loyalty could come in many forms, not only from people but from those who understood hearts without words. Finally, Ryan arrived at the house. He approached slowly, sensing the tension in the air. Maya, I know things were confusing. I promise everything I did was for you. Nothing was hidden to hurt you. Maya looked at him, her eyes steady. I believe you, Ryan. But today taught me to trust instincts, to be careful, and to listen when warnings appear in unexpected ways. Ryan nodded, understanding. I respect that. And I am grateful Toby was here with you. He knelt and petted Toby gently. You are a hero today, Toby. Maya smiled softly, her heart lightening. The wedding could now continue, but with a new understanding of trust, protection, and love. The shocking moment of fear had passed, replaced by clarity and the knowledge that sometimes the smallest guardians, like a loyal dog, could prevent the greatest mistakes. As the wedding ceremony approached, Maya felt ready. She understood that life was filled with unexpected surprises, both frightening and wonderful, and she knew, more than ever, that love was not only about promises and vows but also about trust, honesty, and paying attention to those who cared for her most. Maya stood at the doorway, Toby by her side, ready to face the day. With each step toward the ceremony, she carried the lessons of the morning, the reassurance of family, and the courage to confront any truth, no matter how shocking. The path was no longer blocked by fear or uncertainty, for she had found her strength and her guardian had led the way. The morning light had softened into afternoon as Maya and Toby walked toward the garden, where the wedding would take place. The guests were beginning to arrive, and soft music floated from the speakers set up near the flower-covered arch. Maya's heart was still calm, but a small flutter of nerves reminded her that the day was far from ordinary. After the morning's confusion, she felt a new kind of focus, a quiet determination to understand everything and face the surprises with courage. Sam stayed close, helping carry small items and keeping an eye on Toby. The dog walked beside Maya, his head slightly tilted, alert and watchful. Maya could not help but smile at him. He had guided her through the morning, and she felt a deep gratitude she could not fully put into words. Today he had proven that protection sometimes came in the smallest, furriest forms. As they reached the garden, Maya saw Ryan speaking to the wedding planner. His posture was tense, but his eyes brightened when he saw her. He stepped forward, and Maya noticed a bouquet of flowers he held carefully. These are for you, he said softly, offering the bouquet. Maya took the flowers, nodding. Thank you, Ryan. I know now that not everything is as it seems, and sometimes we need to be careful before trusting appearances. Ryan smiled gently. I understand. Today is about celebrating love, but it is also about trust. I want you to feel safe, Maya. Toby has been your guide, and I am grateful for him. Maya's hand brushed against Toby's fur. He is my hero today. I think I finally understand how important his instincts were. As the ceremony approached, Maya's thoughts returned to the letter. There were still questions she could not answer fully. Who had sent it? How had they known about the photograph? Even though Ryan's explanation had clarified the situation, a sense of mystery lingered. She knew she had to remain cautious, but she also realized that fear no longer controlled her. Guests began to arrive in small groups, greeting each other with smiles and laughter. The air smelled of fresh flowers, and the gentle sound of birds in the garden added a peaceful charm. Maya's mother appeared, her face glowing with pride and excitement. She embraced Maya warmly, whispering, You look beautiful, and I know your heart is strong. Everything will be wonderful. Maya smiled and hugged her back. Thank you, Mom. I feel ready now, and I understand more about trust and love than I ever have before. The time for the ceremony was approaching. Maya adjusted her gown carefully, and Lila helped her with the final touches of her hair. You look amazing, Maya. Nothing can ruin this day now, Lila said, her eyes shining with happiness. Maya nodded, but Toby's sudden alert bark made her pause. He ran to the edge of the garden, sniffing the air. Maya frowned. Toby, what is it? The dog would not come back, his attention fixed on the far side of the path. Sam followed him cautiously. Maybe someone is approaching. Let's see. Maya held her breath as they moved closer to the path. There, standing near the hedges, was a woman. Her posture was stiff, and she held a small package in her hands. She looked nervous, uncertain, as if she had walked a long way just to arrive here. Toby barked again gently and then sat, watching the woman carefully. Maya stepped forward slowly. Hello, can I help you? The woman swallowed and nodded. Yes, I was asked to deliver this to you, Maya. I didn't know how else to make sure you received it. She extended the small package toward Maya. Maya took the package with cautious hands. Who sent you? Why didn't they come themselves? The woman shook her head. I don't know everything. I only know that they wanted you to have this before the ceremony. They said it was important for you to see the truth first. Maya looked at Sam, who nodded in encouragement. She carefully opened the package. Inside was a small notebook tied with a ribbon. Her fingers trembled as she untied it and opened the cover. The pages were filled with neat handwriting, diagrams, and notes. As she skimmed the first few pages, her eyes widened. The notebook contained evidence related to Ryan's charity project. It showed the planning of events, lists of donors, and financial details. But what shocked Maya most was a section that revealed threats from outside individuals. Someone had tried to interfere with the project, attempting to mislead Ryan and others. The notebook also included notes warning Maya, ensuring she would not step into danger unknowingly. Maya's heart raced. The letter, the photograph, the package, they were all connected. Someone had cared enough to protect her from harm, guiding her through the morning's confusion. Toby had sensed it first, the mysterious presence, and now the pieces fit together. Sam, look at this, Maya said, pointing to a note inside the notebook. It read, trust only what you see clearly. Danger may hide behind those you least expect. Toby will guide the way. Sam's eyes widened. It was meant for you, Maya. The sender wanted to make sure you were safe, and they knew Toby would lead you correctly. Maya hugged the notebook tightly. I can't believe someone went through all this for me, and Toby, he really saved me today. The woman who had delivered the package spoke again. I am sorry I caused confusion. I only wanted you to be safe. Please understand, everything I did was to help. Maya nodded. I understand now. Thank you. You helped more than you know. The woman smiled faintly, then walked away. Toby followed her gaze, watching until she disappeared from sight. With the mystery clarified, Maya felt a deep sense of calm. The wedding would continue, and she knew now that her instincts, guided by Toby and careful thinking, had protected her. She understood the importance of paying attention to signs, of trusting those who cared, and of remaining strong even when faced with shocking surprises. Ryan approached once more, his expression filled with concern and hope. Maya, are you all right? Did you find out what the letter was about? Maya looked up at him, holding the notebook. Yes, it was meant to warn me, to protect me. Everything is clear now. I understand why it happened, and I know the intentions were good. Ryan exhaled in relief. I am so glad. I was worried you might misunderstand. I wanted to protect the project, but I never imagined it would cause this much confusion. Maya smiled softly. I know now. And I also know that true love is about protecting each other, even in ways we cannot always see. The ceremony began as the guests settled into their seats. Maya walked down the aisle, Toby walking at her side, his head held high. She felt a new sense of strength and clarity. The events of the morning had taught her to trust instincts, to question carefully, and to appreciate the unseen efforts of those who cared for her. Ryan waited at the altar, his eyes meeting hers with warmth and love. Maya felt a calm joy, knowing that today would be remembered not only for the vows and celebration, but for the lessons of trust, protection, and courage. As the ceremony continued, Maya held Toby's paw briefly. He had been her guide through uncertainty, her quiet protector, and her reminder that love sometimes spoke in silent ways. She smiled, realizing that the shocking start to her day had become a journey toward understanding, and that the loyalty of a small dog could change the course of a life forever. The garden was filled with laughter and music as the ceremony reached its most joyful moments. Maya and Ryan exchanged vows, their voices steady and sincere. The sunlight illuminated their faces, casting a warm glow on the moment. Toby wagged his tail beside them, sensing the happiness and peace that had finally arrived. Maya looked around at the guests, the flowers and the soft sunlight. She realized that life would always hold surprises, but with courage, careful thought, and the guidance of those who truly cared, even the most shocking moments could lead to understanding and love. The day continued, filled with celebration, smiles, and heartfelt moments, but Maya knew she would never forget the morning that had begun with confusion, fear, and a blocked path. That morning had taught her that sometimes the smallest guardians, like a loyal dog, could lead to the greatest truths. And as she stood there, holding Ryan's hand and feeling Toby at her side, she understood that life's most important lessons often came when one least expected them, and that trust, Courage and love were always connected in ways she had only just begun to discover. The wedding reception was in full swing. Guests moved among tables, laughing, sharing stories, and taking pictures. The garden sparkled with soft lights and colorful flowers, and a gentle breeze carried the sweet scent of blossoms. Maya moved slowly through the crowd, holding Ryan's hand, but her mind remained alert. The morning had shown her that appearances could be misleading, and she had learned to watch carefully and trust her instincts. Toby walked beside her, calm but watchful. Every so often he lifted his head, sniffed the air, and scanned the surroundings. Maya smiled at him. He had guided her through the most confusing and frightening moments of the day. Now even among the celebration she felt a quiet reassurance knowing he was near. Ryan leaned closer and whispered, "You seem thoughtful. Are you all right?" Maya nodded. "I am fine. I'm just thinking about everything that happened today, how close I came to missing the warning and what it taught me about trust." Ryan squeezed her hand. "I understand. I am grateful you are here now, and I promise to keep being honest and open with you. You deserve that." As they moved toward their table, a waiter approached with a small envelope addressed to Maya. She accepted it carefully, wondering who it might be from. She opened it slowly and found a note written in familiar handwriting, but not Ryan's. It read, "The morning was only the beginning. There is one more thing you need to see. Meet me at the old park behind the house when the reception ends." Maya's heart raced. She looked at Ryan and Sam. "This is another message. Someone wants me to meet them after the reception." Sam frowned. "Are you sure you want to go? We don't know who sent it or why." Maya shook her head slowly. "I have to know. If this is connected to the morning, I cannot ignore it. Toby and I will go together. I need to find out the truth fully before the night ends." Ryan looked concerned but nodded. "All right. I will wait here for you. Be careful, Maya." The reception continued, and Maya tried to focus on the celebration, but her mind kept returning to the note. Toby stayed by her side, alert and ready. As the guests danced and laughed, Maya made her decision. She would follow the note, uncover the final piece of the mystery, and return before anyone realized she had left. When the reception ended, the garden quieted, and the last guests departed. Maya, Sam, and Toby stepped out carefully, moving toward the path that led to the old park behind the house. The moonlight cast long shadows on the ground, making the trees and bushes look mysterious but familiar. Maya's steps were careful, and Toby stayed close, his nose low to the ground, following scents she could not see. As they entered the park, Maya noticed a small figure waiting under an old oak tree. The person stepped forward, revealing herself to be the same woman who had delivered the notebook earlier. She looked relieved to see Maya. "Maya, I'm glad you came," she said softly. "There is one last thing you need to know, the truth that completes the story of today." Maya nodded, her hands gripping Toby's leash. "Please tell me everything. I need to understand fully." The woman handed Maya another small envelope. Inside were documents, photographs, and a few letters. Maya carefully unfolded them and began to read. Her eyes widened as the story became clear. The documents revealed that a group of people had been trying to interfere with Ryan's charity project. They had hoped to use false information to mislead donors and cause confusion. The photographs showed Ryan and his team working on solutions, but also included staged images designed to make it look like there was a personal betrayal. The letters explained who had orchestrated the warning for Maya, ensuring she would not step into danger unknowingly. Maya felt a mixture of relief and awe. The morning's mystery had been serious, but the danger had been real. Someone had cared enough to protect her, even from misunderstandings that could have caused heartbreak. Toby had sensed the tension and kept her safe, blocking her path until she could be guided properly. "Everything makes sense now," Maya said quietly, her voice trembling slightly. "The letter, the photograph, the notebook, it was all meant to protect me, not harm me." The woman nodded. "Yes, and we had to be careful. You needed to see the truth in the right order. We could not risk shocking you with everything at once. Toby helped more than we could have imagined." Maya looked down at her dog, who wagged his tail slightly as if acknowledging her understanding. She hugged Toby gently. "You were right, Toby. You always know when something is wrong." Sam stepped forward. "Maya, now that we know the full story, you can feel safe. The threats are gone, and the confusion has ended. Toby and the warning system worked perfectly." Maya nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. I understand now that trust, caution, and listening to instincts are all connected. Today has taught me more than I could have imagined. Ryan arrived quietly, having followed from a distance to ensure Maya's safety. Maya, are you all right? Did you find out what this was all about? Maya looked up and smiled. Yes, Ryan, everything is clear now. The morning's warnings, the photograph, and the letters, they were all meant to protect me. I understand why things happened the way they did. Ryan stepped closer and took her hands. I am so glad. I was worried, but I am relieved that Toby and your instincts guided you safely. You were brave, and I respect that more than anything. Maya smiled warmly. Thank you. And thank you, Toby. Without him, I might not have realized the truth until it was too late. She knelt to hug her dog, who licked her face happily. The final piece of the mystery had been revealed. The dangers of the day had been serious, but Maya had faced them calmly, carefully, and with courage. She had listened to warnings, trusted her instincts, and discovered the truth step by step. The lessons of the morning had led her to this understanding. As the moon rose higher in the sky, the group returned to the house. Maya felt a renewed sense of clarity and strength. She had faced the unknown, uncovered the truth, and come through unshaken. The wedding had not gone exactly as planned, but it had taught her more about life, trust, and love than she could have learned in any ordinary ceremony. Back at the house, the final celebrations began. Music filled the garden, laughter echoed through the trees, and the soft glow of lights created a magical atmosphere. Maya walked hand in hand with Ryan, feeling confident, safe, and loved. She glanced at Toby, who walked beside them proudly. He had been her protector, her guide, and her reminder that loyalty could come in unexpected forms. Maya realized that life was full of surprises, some frightening, some joyful. But with courage, careful observation, and the support of those who truly cared, even the most shocking moments could lead to understanding and growth. She felt grateful for the lessons of the day and for the faithful companion who had kept her safe. Ryan squeezed her hand gently. Maya, no matter what comes in life, I promise to be honest, open, and protective of our trust. Today has shown us both the importance of patience and care. Maya smiled. I know, and I also know that some of the greatest truths are revealed in unexpected ways. We just need to be ready to listen and understand. As the reception continued, Maya felt a deep sense of peace. The challenges of the day had been resolved, the mysteries clarified, and the lessons learned. She looked around at the faces of friends and family, the sparkling lights and the peaceful garden, knowing that this wedding would be remembered not only for the vows but for the journey to understanding and the courage to face the unknown. And as she held Ryan's hand, with Toby at her side, Maya realized that sometimes the greatest guardians are those who see the truth before we do, who guide us silently, and who remind us that love and protection often come in quiet, loyal ways. Tonight, under the moonlight, Maya understood that she had faced the shocking truths, embraced the lessons, and found her strength. She had discovered that trust, love, and courage were all connected, and that with a loyal friend by her side, no path was too blocked, no secret too hidden, and no challenge too great. The evening air was calm and soft, carrying the faint scent of flowers through the garden. The reception lights glimmered like tiny stars, and guests moved around in cheerful conversation. Maya stood at the edge of the garden, holding Ryan's hand with Toby sitting quietly by her side. After the morning's surprises and the revelations at the park, she felt a sense of calm and confidence she had never experienced before. She looked at Ryan, his face filled with concern earlier but now softened with warmth and reassurance. Today has been unusual, Maya said, her voice gentle. But I understand so much more now about trust, caution, and the ways people show care. Ryan nodded. It has been unusual, yes, but it has also been important. You handled everything with courage, and I am proud of you. I am grateful to Toby for guiding you and to everyone who helped protect you today. Maya smiled down at her dog. Toby wagged his tail slowly, his golden eyes bright and alert. She felt a deep gratitude for him. He had blocked her path in the morning when she might have stepped into confusion and danger. Today had shown her that love and loyalty often come quietly, without words, but with a power stronger than many could imagine. The guests began to gather near the dance floor, the soft music inviting them to celebrate. Maya and Ryan joined them, walking hand in hand, feeling the joy of friends and family around them. Despite the shocks and surprises earlier, the day had transformed into a celebration of love, trust, and understanding. As Maya moved through the crowd, a gentle tap on her shoulder made her turn. It was the woman from the park who had delivered the notebook and the final documents. She smiled softly and handed Maya a small card. "This is for you," she said. "It is from those who wanted to ensure your safety today. They trust you understand their intentions." Maya took the card and opened it carefully. Inside were simple words of encouragement. "You listened, you trusted your instincts, and you found the truth. Remember that loyalty and care often come in ways we cannot always see. You are strong and wise." Maya's eyes softened. "Thank you," she whispered. "I understand now. I will never forget this lesson." She hugged the woman briefly before she disappeared quietly into the crowd. Sam, who had stayed close, smiled at her. "Maya, you handled everything perfectly. Today's surprises were serious, but you never panicked. You listened, observed, and acted wisely. That is more than most could have done." Maya felt a swell of pride and gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without Toby and without your support. Sam, I see now that strength comes not only from courage, but from those who guide us when we cannot see clearly." Ryan pulled her gently toward the dance floor. "Shall we dance, Maya?" he asked with a soft smile. Maya nodded, feeling a lightness in her heart. They moved together with the music, their steps slow and graceful. Around them, the garden glowed in celebration, laughter filling the air. Despite the morning's tension and confusion, the evening had transformed into a moment of pure joy. After the first dance, Ryan led Maya to a quiet corner of the garden, near a small fountain. The water shimmered in the soft light, creating a peaceful ambiance. "Maya," Ryan said, his voice earnest, "I want you to know that today everything that seemed shocking or confusing was never meant to harm you. It was meant to protect you, and to show how important you are to everyone who cares for you." Maya nodded, tears forming in her eyes. "I understand now. And I understand more about trust and love than I ever have. Today has shown me that care sometimes comes silently, through actions rather than words." Ryan took her hands in his. "You are right. And I promise to continue being honest, open, and protective of our trust. Today has reminded us both of the importance of clarity and patience." Maya smiled softly. "And I promise to listen carefully, to trust my instincts, and to recognize the efforts of those who guide me quietly. Today has been a lesson in courage, patience, and love." Toby, sensing the calm and happiness, wagged his tail and nudged Maya's hand. She laughed gently and petted him. "You were right, Toby. Today you saved me more than once. You are my guide, my protector, and my reminder that loyalty is powerful." The evening continued with speeches, laughter, and dancing. Friends and family shared heartfelt stories, and every moment seemed brighter after the morning's tension. Maya noticed how each person contributed in their way, ensuring the celebration was filled with joy and warmth. She realized that love and trust were not only about the couple, but also about the people around them who cared deeply and wanted the best for them. Later, as the night sky grew darker, the final part of the celebration began. A small area of the garden had been arranged for a surprise fireworks display. Maya and Ryan walked hand in hand to watch, Toby at their side. The first burst of color lit the sky, and Maya felt a deep sense of peace. Today had tested her in ways she never imagined, but she had emerged stronger, wiser, and more appreciative of those who loved her. Sam leaned close. "Maya, this day has been a journey, but you handled it all perfectly. You faced the unknown, uncovered the truth, and celebrated love at the same time." "That is remarkable," Maya nodded. "I know. And I will never forget the lessons. Toby, Sam, Ryan, and even those who delivered warnings, they all reminded me that trust and protection can come in many forms. I am grateful for every part of today." Ryan kissed her hand gently. "And I am grateful for you, Maya. Today we faced challenges and surprises together, but we found the truth, and our love is stronger for it." Maya smiled, feeling the weight of the day lift from her shoulders. The shocking moments, the confusion, and the warnings had all led to a deeper understanding of life, trust, and loyalty. She realized that true love and safety were built not only on words but also on actions, instincts, and care from those who valued her well-being. As the fireworks ended and the crowd applauded, Maya looked down at Toby, who wagged his tail happily. "You were my hero today," she whispered. Toby barked softly in response, as if acknowledging her words. The final moments of the evening were calm and peaceful. Maya and Ryan stood together, surrounded by friends and family, feeling the warmth of love and support. The lessons of the day had transformed the wedding from an ordinary celebration into a journey of trust, courage, and revelation. Maya reflected on the morning. The letter, the photograph, the notebook, and the final documents. Each piece had been a test of patience, observation, and careful thought. And through it all, Toby had guided her, alerting her to danger and ensuring she faced the truth safely. She understood now that life was full of surprises, some shocking, some joyful. But with courage, careful attention, and those who cared by her side, even the most unexpected challenges could be faced and resolved. Ryan looked at her with love and hope. Maya, tonight marks not just our wedding but the beginning of a life together filled with trust, care, and understanding. No matter what surprises come, we will face them together. Maya nodded, feeling a deep sense of certainty. Yes, Ryan. Today has taught me that courage comes from listening, observing, and trusting the care of those who protect us. Together, we can face anything. The garden fell quiet as the last guest departed. Maya, Ryan, Sam, and Toby remained for a few moments, savoring the peace of the night. The soft glow of the lights reflected on the fountain, creating a serene and magical atmosphere. Maya knelt to hug Toby one last time. You were amazing today, Toby. You taught me about loyalty, protection, and trust. I will always remember this day because of you. Toby wagged his tail and licked her cheek. In that moment, Maya felt the connection between courage, love, and loyalty more strongly than ever. She realized that some guardians do not speak, but their actions guide us in ways words never could. As Maya and Ryan walked back into the house hand in hand, she felt a sense of completion. The day had begun with confusion and mystery, but it had ended with understanding, celebration, and joy. She had faced the shocking truths, learned valuable lessons, and embraced the love and loyalty that surrounded her. The wedding day, which had started with a blocked path and shocking revelations, had become a story of courage, trust, and love. Maya understood now that life's surprises were opportunities to grow stronger and wiser, and that sometimes the most unexpected guardians, like Toby, could change the course of a day, or even a life for the better. With Ryan by her side, Toby at her feet, and Sam close by, Maya felt ready to face the future. She knew that trust, love, and courage were not just words but actions, instincts, and care. And as she looked around at the peaceful night, the glowing garden, and the people she loved, she realized that today had shown her the true meaning of loyalty and protection, and the profound strength of listening to those who truly cared. Maya smiled, taking a deep breath. The day was over, but its lessons would stay with her forever. She had faced the shocking truths, embraced the guidance of loyal hearts, and discovered a deeper understanding of trust, love, and courage. The wedding had ended, but the journey of life together had just begun, and Maya felt ready for everything it would bring.